Actually, that idea was in my mind for a couple of years before I really started to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
even before, like 7 years ago.
Yeah, even before. So I started to have this idea even in 2000.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jane Burnett and you're very much welcome back to my YouTube channel, my podcast channel, and today a very big channel. I will definitely post this on the YouTube channel because I have a very special guest here with me, the owner and the founder of Album of Suzhou. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you're watching from. Good morning, sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah.
Can we know a bit about you?
Yeah, sure. I'm Patrick, and I'm from Xi'an, China. Xi'an is an ancient city in China, maybe one of the oldest cities of China. And I have been living in Suzhou for 15 years.
Wow, that's a lot of time.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I started this program called Album of Suzhou back in 2016.
Wow, that's about how many?
7 years. Yeah.
7 years. Okay, guys, I feel like that's a lot of things, and probably you would like to talk about a lot of stuff, maybe like your experience or how it's been with you. And you just mention a bit about it, and also, guys, this is more like a pamphlet I have of it, a flyer, Album of Suzhou, and probably in the description box I'm gonna put all the details I have of them. You can always contact him if you want to come to Suzhou and maybe meet all of the fine places here in Suzhou. You can always contact Mr. Patrick.
Yeah.
So can you tell us more about Album of Suzhou? What inspired you?
Yeah, you see, I visited some countries in Europe and visited some countries in Asia. Before that, of course, I visited some countries. And when I was in other countries, sometimes I was lucky. I would have some friends who would help me to understand more about the history and culture of that city. For example, Düsseldorf or Cologne or Hamburg or Germany. But sometimes it's like nobody would help me to do that.
Okay.
So when I was back in China, I thought it would be very good or very helpful to do the same thing to foreigners. Yeah, I could help them to know more about the history and culture of this city, Suzhou. Yeah? Because Suzhou has a very good culture and it has a long history.
Okay.
But unfortunately, not many people outside of China even know about this city.
That's right.
It's a pity.
That's me, for example.
Yeah. So actually, there's a very good history and culture, and we could learn a lot about the history and culture and the thinking and philosophy of China in this city. So that's why I started to think about that. Could I do something like that? But you see, for myself, I majored in English literature.
Okay.
I got a master's degree on English literature. But for Chinese culture and history, I was not an expert. So I thought that we needed to establish a team to do that. It's not only me. Yeah. So and we also needed cameraman, photographers, and we needed some editors. I thought of that, and until actually that idea was in my mind for a couple of years before I really started to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
even before, like 7 years ago.
Yeah, even before. So I started to have this idea even in 2012 or 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, I started to have this idea in my mind, but it was just one idea. Until 2016, I said, maybe we should really do it. And I asked a few professors I know, and all of them said it's a good idea to start it.
Okay.
Then I started to organize meetings to discuss on it, and then I started to set up the first volunteer team.
Oh.
Yeah, volunteer team. Yeah, and we have now we have very big volunteer team, but at that time it was a small team. Yeah, and we started to talk about it. Then we started to do some event, and then we started to invite the professor to talk about the garden, and then we invited the volunteers to go there to do the recording. to do the photo shooting, and then we had the WeChat official account. We posted our article on the WeChat official account. Actually, in 2016, the WeChat just started to provide this service, WeChat official account. Yeah, so you can post articles on it with pictures, videos, etc. Yeah. But it was not easy in the first year. So when you started a program or project, it was always very difficult at the beginning because nobody knew what you were doing.
You need to do,
and then nobody knew your objectives. Nobody knew what the benefits would be for foreigners and for Chinese people. And even some people doubted, why do you do this? Yeah. So
you want to have like a lot of questions. Like, Can you tell us more, like some questions you received from maybe Chinese people and some professors and
professors? I think many professors supported this idea because the professors could understand your intentions, your objectives is for the better intercultural communication, right? And for some Chinese people, they couldn't understand that. Yeah, because it's NPO, it's NPO, yeah. So we don't make money from it. It's just help foreigners to get better understanding of Suzhou history and culture and the Chinese history and culture. Some people, they just ask me some questions that I couldn't answer. They ask me, so what is your business model? I said, I don't have business model. It's just a program, to help foreigners. So some people would say, oh, it's good, but we cannot help you. Because we talked to many teams, because at the beginning we also wanted to make some nice videos. We talked to many video teams. But it's good, but we
can help you.
Because you don't have any business model. we can't help you. You understand the logic. They need to focus on the business side.
Business side of it,
So at the beginning it was difficult, but after 1 year, I think it's getting better. And we organized many events. We invited professors to explain many historic places or Suzhou Gardens or the Grand Canal. And then we got more and more recognized by foreigners and those professors and some volunteers. They can see the value in it.
That's what you want to do.
Yes. And after 1 year, I think we were developing well, and then we started to organize more events, and some departments of the government also approached us. For example, museums or some bureaus, they also approached us to cooperate with us on some events.
That's a nice one.
And then the media also came, and we got reported on Suzhou Daily, we got reported on Suzhou TV and other newspaper or TV, and we were also reported on many websites. I don't know, many websites.
Okay, like is that in 1 year or?
Yeah, in the 6 years. A couple.
Okay.
Of course, it's like every year there are some reports about us. And we were developing well, and now each year we recruit volunteers at the end of the year.
Wow.
So it's a natural year. We recruit a group of volunteers, and for the volunteers who served with us in the previous year, they can choose to stay or not stay. So everything is voluntary. So maybe some people say, I'm not busy this year. I can join you for 1 year, and I'm busy next year. It's okay. Yeah. For example, some ladies, they would have babies or something like that. So we recruit, and now the recruit process is also getting better and better. We have a certain standard for the volunteers to come in, because it's an international program.
Yes.
For some volunteers, we need them to speak good English, and we need them to have good writing skills and communication skills. And of course, for photographers and the video men, I think they are also very good. Yeah. And also, of course, for the professors, we don't have requirements on language, but they are really good at culture, history, intangible culture, heritage, or handcraft. Yeah, so we have a lot of experts in our volunteer team. Yeah. So with those professional experts' help, for the foreigners and for the team, they can learn more and benefit more from the events.
Right. Yeah. So you've really talked about everything. I don't even know what to ask you because you've mentioned about everything about the album of Suzhou. So I'd like to ask, because like this pamphlets, I'm seeing a lot of people. How do you recruit them, and whom do you recruit? Like, are they just students, or it could be locals of Suzhou, or probably there's someone watching this video and be like, okay, I would like to join this team. How can they join you, and who are allowed to join you?
First, for them, the requirements is easy. You just have to be the expert in your field. No language requirement.
Oh, okay. Yeah? Okay, just appear in the video. Nothing required of you, or they have to appear in the video, or what's your function?
Yeah, the professors or the culture experts, they will be the on-site guide.